coming back home. The night's air is harsh and thick like evaporated glue that caked on the inside of my lungs. It stuck to the back of my throat with the hot sticky air clinging to my skin and making me uncomfortable. I turned on the air conditioner to the car and let the gentle breeze wash over my face and make the beads of sweat freeze over to leave a refreshing sensation. With the pleasure of the cool air, I flickered through the radio station. When one station was picked up a song I used to remember from my early childhood. The band, The Letterman, was playing one of their less known songs. Turn around, look at me. When the song was coming to an end, I started to pull in the driveway, but quickly noticed something wrong was with my house. My eyes were fixated on the open door, with the door lights peering through its opening. For a minute, I froze with the fear that someone may have broken in. Even with the air still fixed on my face, I managed to sweat again, making my face freeze over as the water turned into instant chill. My beating heart gradually rose, becoming faster and faster. Quietly, I got out of the car, but did not turn it off or shut my door in case I needed to escape. Stepping out of my car, I sunk into some mud that led all the way to my house from a terrible storm last night. Looking more carefully, I saw a trail of footprints through the mud that led to my door. My spine shook with the idea that someone could be waiting for me behind the door, knife in hand, with a wicked smile that contained no sympathy. Shuddering at the thought, I looked up to the frightening scene that made my heart climb to my throat and make my feet turn cold and my legs lock. A silhouette of a man, my height, stood in front of my bedroom window and then quickly vanished. Quickly trotting through the mud, I dashed to my house, making my presence known. Without thinking much, I yelled, "Who is here? I am armed and I will shoot." With no response, my nerves were on edge, and with no firearm or weapon on with me, I looked around for something to grab so I could defend myself. Just then, I started to get lightheaded, with the cold wind rushing past me towards the door. And for a second, I heard a ringing in my ear, and then a slight weakness that drained me of my anger and replaced it with fear. But before I could collect myself, a song started to play from somewhere afar in the house. Instantly, I recognized the song playing from the basement on my dad's record player. Before death, he would sit next to it and fall asleep to its gentle tunes. The song that was playing was The Carpenters' "We've Only Just Begun." I walked to the basement door and slowly opened it, with the song blasting and the vibrations entering my feet. It was pitch black. It was pitch black, but someone moved the record player to the bottom of the steps where I could see the record rotate. I closed the basement door and peered over to the upstairs. The light on the ceiling at the top of the steps began to flicker and made a noise as if a fly were trapped inside the bulb. This is when I realized the muddy footprints that followed up the steps made a right towards my bedroom. Silently, I went up the steps and towards my room, with trying to hold my breath so no one could hear me coming. Right when I was near my door, I heard a car outside my house and a bright light shining in the window. Very carefully, I opened my door, but with my door having a slight squeak while opening it, I charged to my room, ready to fight. No one was there, though, as I very quickly looked around in my closet and under my bed. Just then, I heard the car door open aside and instantly remembered the car that pulled in. I raced to the window where I looked outside and saw my car, which was left the way it was. But no other car was there. But then, looking more clearly, I saw the same man, but the window made it too blurred to see his face. But now he was outside, looking up at me. With fear racing through me, I ran downstairs, jumped over the banister, and raced toward the door. And then, right at the spot where I felt faint earlier, it happened again. The air in the spot near the doorway was thick and drained me of energy. I then stopped at the door and heard a faraway yell, something like, "Whoever's there, I'll shoot." Panicked, I burst out of the house and ran to my car. I instantly went in reverse and circled back, and then went forward to escape this nightmare. But then, as time went by, I found that my memory was not there. And then soon enough, I forgot why I was thinking about losing my memory. Why was I in the car? Why am I sweating? So then I began to think of my surroundings to help me remember. The air in the car was thick, like evaporated glue that was caked in the inside of my lungs. I stopped the car, noticing that my house was the other way, on Cambridge Drive. I turned around and started to head towards my house, and with that I turned on the air to get rid of the humidity. I let the air wash my face in a gentle breeze, and then turned on the radio. While going through the stations, I found one of my favourite childhood songs by the Letterman. When I got to my driveway, the song came to an end, but I froze in fear, for I saw the door open to my house with a light peeling through. As I got out, a man about my height stood as a silhouette from the inside of my bedroom window. I hope you guys enjoyed this little story. I wrote this as a wee lad. But thank you very much for tuning in, and good night.